The purpose of this video is to caution you about a horrible experience I went through and is still suffering from to this day. I hope no one else will ever go through what happened to me when I asked for a cup of water but was served a very strong bleach solution with ice instead of water. I want to caution you about this because you would never imagine anything like this ever happening to you, your child, or your elderly loved one. Well, I didn't think it would happen to me either, but it did. And it can and will happen to you, your child, or your elderly loved one. What started out to be a wonderful morning ended up being the worst day of my life when I was served a cup of very strong bleach solution with ice instead of the water that I asked for. On March the 10th, 2008, I went to a Wichita Tico restaurant at 3131 North Rock Road in Wichita, Kansas, the drive-thru window. I asked for a cup of water to take 2 large multiple vitamins that I take every day. Instead of being given a cup of water, I was served a cup of very strong bleach solution with ice. After downing half the cup to get the 2 large vitamin pills down, well, what I usually do, I drink enough water to get the vitamins down. Then I drink the rest of the water to make sure the vitamins are all the way down. But this time, I was like, ugh. What is this? This is horrible. I immediately called the Taco Tico employee to tell her there's bleach in my water. I was getting ready to tell her to pour the water out of the pitcher because I didn't want her to give it to anyone else. She exclaimed, "We don't use bleach at this restaurant." And that was a lie, I found out later, because I asked her, "Where did you get my water from?" She said, "I got your water out of the faucet." I then told her to get a cup. Don't drink it, just smell it because it tastes and smells horrible. I started experiencing physical pain, throat, chest, and stomach burning, nausea, dizziness, head burning. I went straight to the nearest ER. And when I got there, I explained to the doctors what had just happened and the symptoms I was having to the ER physician. She examined me and diagnosed me with chemical ingestion, burning esophagus, and burning upper esophageal gastric pain. The medication that was given to me was GI cocktail for the burning in the throat, Phenagrin for head pain, promethazine, Donatol, lidocaine, viscous for dizziness and nausea. I was placed on a bland diet. This tragic negligence has caused me emotional stress, anxiety, mental anguish, fear of future problems, post-traumatic stress, nightmares. And when I left the ER, I went straight to the Kansas Department of Health and Environment here in Wichita, Kansas to see why the faucet water tastes so horrible and was making my throat, chest, stomach burn, head hurting, and dizziness with nausea. I explained to the supervisor of KDHE what just happened. I told the supervisor that the Taco Tico employee said she got my water out of the faucet. I gave her the half cup and she took a test strip, but before she put the strip in the half a cup of bleach, the strip itself turned a dark purple just from the vapors in the cup. She said, "Whoa." And I asked her, I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I don't believe that the city put that much chlorine in their water. This half a cup of bleach tested at or above 200 ppm. And I found out later the city only put about 4 ppm chlorine in the water. Well, after KDHE sent an investigator out to the Taco Tico restaurant, The employee admitted to the investigator that she had tasted the bleach that came out of the pitcher, not the faucet, and that it had a very strong bleach taste. The employee admitted to the KDHE investigator that she poured out the bleach and rinsed the pitcher out. The KDHE investigator, in her documented statement, said that her guess is that someone from the night before had been soaking the pitcher with a very strong bleach solution all night, and when the morning shift came in and the complainant, which is me, asked for water, the employee poured the bleach in a cup, put ice in it, and served it to me. The KDHE marked this incident valid. Taco Tico admitted to serving the bleach, and this negligence is in violation of the Kansas Food and Safety Code for consumer protection. But they're not willing to compensate me for their negligence that Taco Tico admitted to. The amount allowed under Kansas law for non-occupational injuries under negligence is $250,000. Their insurance company, which is Continental Western Group Insurance Company out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and this incident was reported to their insurance company, which their last settlement offer after June 2010, we had mediation, and they offered me $500. Yes, $500 for my pain and suffering, mental anguish, fear of future problems, anxiety, nightmares, insomnia, loss of consortium. Continental Western Group, which is Taco Tico's insurance company out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and their Wichita attorney are illegally trying to keep me from, they're trying to keep some of my medical records out of the court case in an effort to keep me from meeting my burden of proof, and in order for them not to compensate me for the damages that was done to me caused by their negligence. These are the same medical records that their attorney filed a court order motion to compel me to produce these medical records. But because these records didn't have anything in them that they could use against me in this case, those medical records disappeared from the court records and appeal records. These medical records were medical treatments for the bleach poisoning, which were GI cocktail, a special bland diet, which are treatments for poisoning. These medical records helped me meet my burden, but Continental Western Group Insurance Company and their attorney want to make it look like I don't have a case. My case is now in the Kansas Court of Appeal, and I wouldn't want this to happen to anyone else, because if the appeal do deny my case, I'm going to file a petition for review to the Supreme Court. Continental Western Insurance Company, they're contributing to my pain and suffering. Even though they did admit negligence, I hope you, your child, or your elderly loved one never, ever go through anything like this. Never experience this horrible situation. This negligence was reported to the Kansas Insurance Commissioner in January 2012. And I got a letter from them stating that Continental Western Group Insurance Company is liable for Taco Tico's negligence. So